not play out?
I think eventually it is going to make some impact, and I say this because when it started in San Isidro, the port in California, and there was a slow rollout, and then it was expanded to the El Paso ports of entry, and this was expanded in late March. In early April, you started seeing folks that had been returned, and I say the word is going to get out because in early April, I was at the immigration offices in Ciudad Juarez, and there was a family. She was. It was a married couple. She was, I think, 6 months pregnant, and she had no idea about this policy. And I was the one that told her, and I said, "You realize that when your number is called to ask for asylum, they're going to send you back here, right?" And she looked at me like I killed her favorite pet cat or something. I mean, it was heartbreaking. And then so they go away and they're talking in the corner. And I turn around and 5 minutes later, she's just bawling. So a lot of people didn't really know. And I talked to another family from Honduras that had waited in Ciudad Juarez to seek asylum. They sought asylum the previous day, and then they were sent back immediately. And I followed up with them about a week later, and they told me, they're like, we waited, we did it. A lot of people say, well, if you're going to seek asylum, do it legally, right? Do it at the ports of entry. What the Trump administration did before we remained in Mexico is a process called metering, where they have CBP agents right at the U.S. border line at the top of the bridges, sending people back, saying, we don't have room to process you right now. Go wait in Mexico. And sometimes the CBP agents, they do let them back in when they come back in. That was at the onset. Now the numbers have just exploded to where you're getting people to wait 2 or 3 months before they even apply for asylum, and then they're sent back into Mexico. This one family that I caught up with, they said, we did it the right way. We sought asylum, and now we're sent back, and now we're going to have to wait here, a month and a half until our first immigration hearing. We were traveling in a small caravan with some cousins, and they crossed in between the ports. They jumped the river, and they're already in California. So at first, it was just really chaotic. I sat in some of the first immigration hearings for the Remain in Mexico program. And even the immigration judge, I think he tried to say it under his breath, but he said it into the mic. After everything was said and done, he said, wow. I mean, that's all he said. And you had friends of court for that were advocating for the immigrants telling the DHS attorneys what the process was. I mean, it was really just sort of a rushed process. But now, we last reported on Remain in Mexico in May, and the numbers are about 2,200 people waiting in Ciudad Juarez alone. That number has climbed to 6,200 now.
Wow.
And the effect that this is going to have is that it's already affecting the shelter spaces in Juarez. They're run by the diocese there. They have some nonprofits. A lot of the churches, and I should give credit to the folks on the U.S. side too, because a lot of these shelters are run by nonprofits, NGOs, the Catholic diocese. But these folks in Ciudad Juarez, they're really, really concerned because Ciudad Juarez, there's an uptick in violence now. I think May closed out with homicide numbers that rivaled the tail end of what people refer to as the cartel war there that ran from 2008 to 2011. That's separate, but with a lot of this lawlessness comes sort of this vigilante type of government, into where these people don't have anything. They start preying on these Central Americans, and they're easy prey. And it's not just people from Central America, I should say. I don't know, have you guys been following the latest reports? I've spoken with people from Russia, from Uganda, from Cameroon, from the Congo. There's I think 8,000 folks from Cuba that have arrived over the last 6 months. So this is a phenomenon that's coming from all over the world. The numbers of South Americans are increasing as well.